Oh, Marvel. Marvel, Marvel, Marvel. The quality of your work has been declining over the years. You used to be the standout, the star pupil, the trendsetter. You used to have this charisma and flair about yourself. The stories you told brought families together and was filled with emotion. There are some things you need to stop doing in order to regain the confidence of your audience. And I'm here to tell you what they are.
I've been waiting a long time for this.
Your CGI was average when we met. Then you elevated your craft, and after your most memorable feature, you've been slacking in both storytelling and CGI. Such a tragedy. Now you have had some success that gave us a lot of hope for redemption, but then you started to saturate the market because Disney wants your admirers to subscribe to what they're selling. Disney pushed you so hard that you started to produce subpar results. Your TV shows have big budgets, yet little direction. You began to phase out in phase 4. You got political, you turned woke, and let the internet dictate your stories. You are putting out too much too often, and it's hard to keep up with. Although phase 5 has begun, and this introductory film was supposed to have us excited for the future, but it did the complete opposite.
You really are the worst, brother.
One of Marvel's major issues, as of recent, is undercutting dramatic moments with jokes. Imagine building up a moment that could establish a villain's backstory or capabilities, a moment that could be teachable to the main character, or a moment that could raise the stakes to the next level. Then it's either interrupted by a comedic line or followed up by a stupid question that takes whatever emotion and seriousness out that moment. These movies are 2 hours long. There's more than enough time for some jokes, and not every other line needs to be comedic. I promise you, you won't lose the audience if you give us some plot or character progressive dialogue. When someone is about to die, we should be feeling sad, not laughing. We don't need a funny line to stay engaged in the movie. Tell a cohesive story first, then sprinkle in the jokes. Also, stop making every character have the same personality. They quite literally deliver their lines, especially the jokes, the same exact way.
Everybody in this room is about that superhero life.
Marvel, you already dug yourself in the hole with Phase 4's shenanigans. Your biggest mistake with Phase 4 was the way you went about making the MCU. Now, I personally have no problem with having female heroes running a few phases in the MCU. What I do have a problem with is you bringing in the female versions of every Avenger instead of grabbing some standalone female heroes. Marvel tried to take a shortcut in developing these characters by thinking that we wanted the female counterparts of these heroes we've grown to love. We didn't need She-Hulk belittling the Hulk as well as an entire gender just so she can make herself feel revolutionary. We didn't need America Chavez taking over Doctor Strange's long-awaited sequel that sucked at displaying the multiverse, I might add. And we certainly didn't need to bring Jane Foster back taking up Thor's screen time. There are plenty of female heroes in Marvel's catalog, like Misty Knight, Black Mamba, ISO. Damn it, that's a start. It's been a trend that Marvel is making their new female heroes good at everything automatically. Riri Williams built a damn Ironheart suit in less than an hour and operated it flawlessly with no trial runs. Cassandra Lang got 2 lessons from her dad, and the next thing you know, she's an expert in combat and working her ant suit. And Jane can just control her new abilities with ease. She's not having any trouble with her new inherited powers. She just right off the bat swinging hammers and fighting aliens. We don't get to see the trial and error of these new characters. They just write them to be good at whatever the story needs them to be good at because there's not enough time to develop them. Maybe if Marvel didn't make them a focal point of someone else's movie, they wouldn't have this problem. Honestly, just give them their own project, whether it's a film or TV show, instead of introducing them in the plot of an established IP. Take the She-Hulk route, but please don't take the She-Hulk route. That show was terrible.
I'm not proud of this.
Now, this is something I personally want you to stop doing, Marvel. For the love of Odin, stop making Thor out to be a complete idiot. I understand a lot of the fans didn't like the first 2 Thor movies because they had a dramatic tone to them. I actually liked the first 2 movies myself, but did you have to regress him to an absolute imbecile? This is supposed to be the protector of Midgard, a god amongst gods, the strongest Avenger. He shouldn't be doing splits, unintentionally destroying kingdoms during battles, and being caught in a love triangle with a hammer and an axe, just for the sake of a laugh. Thor used to learn and understand the things that went on around him, but now he doesn't have the slightest clue of anything going on outside of a 3-mile radius. They took the man's masculinity away and turned him into the laughingstock of the MCU. Marvel doesn't even know what to do with Thor. Thor Love and Thunder basically had him in the same position he was in when the movie first started. All the other OG Avengers, except for the Hulk, since Marvel doesn't want to give him an active role as an actual Avenger, are either dead or retired. Thor will be out of place with these new characters coming in. He still hasn't found his purpose.
Alright, you get no sympathy here from me.
It's getting very difficult to go out to the theaters and watch any superhero movie or take the time out to watch any Marvel show on Disney Plus because the quality of old doesn't exist in these new projects. There are so many shows and movies to keep up with that intertwine with each other that is getting exhausting, especially when there are various plots that don't lead to a big event other than the general idea of the multiverse. Loki seems like the only show that gives us any kind of information about the direction that Marvel is heading in. Marvel should just let the movies connect to one another and let the TV shows connect to one another. That way there is no confusion or missed plot points for the audience. Of course, Marvel has a lot more things to work on, but these were just a few things that I wanted to point out as to what I've been hearing from viewers and what I would like Marvel to stop doing. Now, what are some of your gripes with the MCU and the way they've handled their projects post-Endgame? What do you want them to continue doing moving forward? And what do they absolutely need to put to an end immediately? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. While you're at it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on your way out. Y'all be easy.
I love you guys. Thank you.